your dreams.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail video, and today I'm going to be talking about Imbibitor Lune Dan. By the way, if you happen to like the content, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Yes, I'm aware in my last Dan video I mispronounced Imbibitor. By the time I finished the video, I realized, oh shit, I mispronounced his name, but I'm not gonna redo all that just because I mispronounced Imbibitor. But it was kind of an honest mistake. I mean, Imbibitor just looks like inhibitor to me, and you know, yeah, I should have taken a closer look at it. Fun fact, Imbibitor Lune means drinker of the moon. Anyways, Imbibitor Lune is a destruction imaginary 5-star character. He is a pretty selfish DPS as he is going to consume a lot of skill points. So I do think Imbibitor Lune is going to be like the Tartaglia of Star Rail. He is going to require some pretty high IQ in order for you to play him effectively. Because in order to play him, you can't just click buttons willy-nilly. You do have to keep track of what you're doing. As a DPS character, he's not going to be adding too much to the team other than just damage. So if you are looking for another damage dealer, I do think Imbibitor Lune Dan is going to be worth pulling. I think Imbibitor Lune Dan is going to be a top tier character because he is the only imaginary DPS in the game. He's going to be competing with Welt, but you know, since Welt is in Nihility, you know, Welt is no longer going to be the best damage dealer for imaginary. Important part of Imbibitor Lune Dan's kit is going to be his normal attacks and his ultimate. His skill Dracor Libre basically enhances his normal attacks. You can enhance it up to 3 times, up to level 3. The skill itself does not consume any skill points. However, when you enhance his normal attacks up to either level 1 or level 2 or level 3, it's going to consume skill points based on what level it is. If you enhanced it to level 3, it's going to cost you 3 skill points. And if you go backwards, it's going to cost 2 or 1. This is part of the reason why Imbibitor Lune Dan is going to be very skill point hungry. This is also the reason why it's going to take some high IQ, because you won't be able to spam his level 3 that often because you're going to be consuming 3 skill points. And depending on the speed stat and how skill hungry your other characters are, it's going to be pretty complex to use Imbibitor Lune Dan. I also forgot to mention that his normal attacks are going to be hitting multiple times depending on the level. At level 1, it'll hit up to 3 times, at level 2, it'll hit up to 5, and at level 3, it'll hit up to 7. While he is using his enhanced normal attacks, he does get stacks while doing it. These stacks are called Roar. These stacks basically give him more crit damage, thus more fucking damage. Roar stacks are only gained from the last 2 hits, and they basically go away once the attack is finished. So the last 2 hits from Dan's enhanced normal attacks will always deal a shit ton of damage. Pretty boy Dan's ultimate, which is called Azur's Aqua Ablutes, all basically deals massive imaginary damage to a single target enemy, while it'll also deal splash damage to adjacent enemies. The important part of this ultimate is it basically gives the pretty boy here a new mechanic only exclusive to pretty boy Dan. This mechanic is called the Squama Sacrosanta, which basically act as skill points for Pretty Boy Dan only. Whenever he uses his ultimate, he basically gains 2 of these, so that's basically 2 free skill points for Pretty Boy Dan. Imbibitor Lune also gets some pretty neat Ascension talents as he ascends. At Ascension 2, at the beginning of the battle, he'll always gain 15 energy. At Ascension 4, he has a 35% chance to resist crowd control debuffs, so he has a chance to not be frozen. At Ascension level 6, he basically gains more crit rate by 12% when dealing with enemies that are weak to imaginary. Also, other Ascension passives also give him even more imaginary damage, so it's safe to say that he is going to be doing a lot of damage as you ascend him. I also forgot to mention this other talent, which is called the Righteous Heart. Dan will get 1 stack of Righteous Heart after each hit when he uses an enhanced attack. These stacks basically increase his damage up to 6 times. How this works is when you use his level 1 enhanced attack, he gets 3 stacks. If you use level 2, he gets 5 stacks. And if you use level 3, he gets all full 6 stacks. Because remember, at level 1, he does 3 hits, at level 2, 5 hits, and at level 3, he gets 7 hits. So when Pretty Boy attacks an enemy, he basically gets more buffs and thus will deal more damage. When it comes to the Eidolons, E2 is a pretty good stopping point. At E1, he gains 4 more Righteous Heart stacks, so that basically means you can get a 9 total of Righteous Hearts, thus more damage. And at E2, whenever Dan uses his ultimate, he gets a 100% forward action, and he will also gain 1 extra Squama Sacrosancta, so that's another free skill point for Pretty Boy Dan. In Bibiter Lune, Dan's Lightcone is called Brighter Than the Sun, and it basically increases the wearer's crit rate by 18%. Dan also gets crit rate as he ascends, so getting crit rate for Dan shouldn't be a problem. When the user of this Lightcone does a basic attack, they gain 1 stack of the Dragon's Call for 2 turns, which basically increases the wearer's attack and also increases their energy regeneration rate. This is basically catered to Dan since he's the only destruction that basically makes use out of his normal attacks. Overall, I think he's going to be a pretty great damage dealer, a top tier damage dealer. However, if you are a veteran player, I think he's kind of an easy skip since, you know, all of us already have a DPS character built already. But if you want to roll for him, roll for him. That's basically all I have to say about Pretty Boy Dan. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys gonna pull for him? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys later.
Bye bye now. Come again soon.